Hey guys, welcome back to our channel where we make most of your money. In today's video, we'll talk about that often leaves people wondering, that is buy versus rent, which can save you a lot of money. So this is an important decision because it connects our finances to it. So in this video, we will dive into further and we will explore which options can be right for you. Hi, my name is Bhavish Kare. I'm a local real estate consultant based in Nerul, Navi Mumbai and Panvel. And if you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe. And if you want to work with me, my contact details are down in the description. We can connect. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So before we jump right into the numbers, let's take a moment and understand what exactly buying and renting is. When you buy a house or a car or an asset, it's a long-term investment. It builds you in equity. But on the other hand, renting is more of a flexible thing where you have monthly payments and you may not build equity on it. Now let's explore the financial aspect of buying and renting. So now let's talk about buying and its pros and cons. So when you're buying a house, you're buying an asset that has potential to grow over time, right? Although the upfront costs are high, but you can always build equity by paying off your mortgages. One of the other pros that buying has, that you can in some cases have tax deductions, or you can personalize your own space, you build equity on it. So these are some pros, but with pros there are few cons to it, and the cons are the expenses that comes with it, such as property taxes that comes every year, monthly maintenance, or any additional repairs that comes over that period of time. So this is the pros and cons of buying. Now let's talk about renting and its pros and cons. Renting offers provide you the flexibility and convenience. In renting, you have the ability to move without having the stress to sell your property. In some cases, utilities and maintenance is covered in renting that helps with your budgeting. However, there's one downside to renting is that in renting you don't build your equity, you don't have your own space, and in renting over the period of time it increases as per the rate of inflation. So that is one con that you need to understand about renting, and this is the concept of renting. Now let's talk about buying versus renting comparison. Now let me take you to a scenario and give you an example and make you understand which can be a good option for you, okay, when you compare buying versus renting. So now let's take a scenario. There are two individuals, A and B, okay. They both come into the Panvel market, for example, okay. Both have jobs, but A is a family person. He has his family around with him. Also, he knows that he's going to be in that company for the rest of his life. He knows that he won't be going places, he won't be traveling places in the search of job. He knows that he's going to settle here for the rest of his life. In that scenario, 99.99% that person will think about buying a place there, because that will help not only him but his family to settle down and have a stable future. But now on the other hand, let's just say this B person, okay, he's a bachelor. He recently came to Panvel to explore his future, to explore what opportunity he has. Now let's say B is a bachelor, he likes to travel a lot, so he will not think about stability, right? So when he doesn't think about stability, when he still wants to explore his opportunities, what he'll do is he will make sure that he is in that area for few years to test the waters, where that the market is suitable for him, whether he can have a future in it. In that case, more likely or not, he will think about renting a place, because he doesn't have to think about any settling down. He just have to explore his option. So in that case, renting becomes a good option for such kind of people. So basically, renting and buying ultimately depends on your financing that's very important, but also you need also the goals or the future goals or the priority that you have to yourself. That involves the decision when it comes to buy the house or rent a house. Fair enough? Also, there's one problem of renting is that if you're a family person and if you think that I will save money through renting, you might save some money from renting, but there's a lot of process while renting, right? Because you always have to move around searches of a new house that is suitable for you and your family, which can be really difficult on the long term, right? Because moving places is not as easy as it looks like. So that could be one of the cons when you're a family person and you want to if you're thinking about renting a house. So this is, I hope this example made sense. This was basically me trying to give you an example of how buying versus renting can work and how the decision making is done. It's all based on your priorities and goals. If you're still in dilemma to understand which option is right for you after the example, there's nothing to worry about. You can always consult a personal finance person who can help you guide through your financial budget, or you can always consult a real estate consultant who can also give you a lot of thoughts and lots of ideas on which options can be right for you. Also, if you're still in trouble, there are a lot of tools on the internet that you can use that helps you to understand which options can be right for you. One of the tool is that buy versus rent tool. You can search it on internet, or I'll link it down in my description. You can search it after you watch this video. So basically this calculator is that it helps you to understand where you can possibly save your money. For example, let's just say if you're moving to Mumbai, right? So it will ask you that which location you want to visit, then the possible rental income that the place might have. Then they will ask how much percentage the rent increases in that area. Okay. Also, when you talk about buying, it will ask you which type of property you're looking for, and then what will be the price of that particular house. For example, 2 BHK, if it's 2 crore, then it will ask the price of that 2 crore 2 BHK house, and then what's the down payment that you can afford. Then they will ask you the rent, not rent, but the interest rate, tenure. Okay, is it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and then the home loan interest rate. And accordingly, the calculator will do its magic and it will give you a proper analysis on whether it is favorable for you to go buying or to go renting, and it will also tell you how much money you save in both scenarios. So you can use these tools and you can help yourself as an individual if you're still in doubt, but I highly suggest that you consult a professional, because he will understand your finances and then he will give you a right guidance on it. So this is something that you can always think about. So ultimately, as a real estate consultant, buying versus renting is not as difficult as it looks. If you do a proper research on your finances, if you know what your priorities and future goals are, then the decision making really becomes very easy. And like I said, it's always better to hire a professional, understand his perspective as well, and he needs to understand your perspective as well, and accordingly you can work on a situation. Also, there are a lot of tools that I've mentioned, you can use that. And I know this was just an overview kind of video. In the next video, I will come up with detailed finances, I will come with detailed numbers, and I will actually explain you how everything from buying to rent works, what are the charges that comes with it, and accordingly we will actually clarify the thought process of your thinking when it comes to buy versus sell. So I hope you like this video. If you did, consider to like, consider to subscribe, and kindly share if you find this video valuable. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then,